Brens world settings. If you're not already subscribing, get to know and subscribe. My Instagram is Soca King. Actually, Soca King, one of the two. But yeah, man, hit me up on Instagram. Obviously, I've been putting out a lot of content for you guys recently. So it'd be nice to get a little subscription or a sub from you guys. And it also would be nice to get a like and a comment. If I share this video with you guys via a link, whatever, please don't be shy to go check out the rest of my content. I've got other videos and I'll have other videos coming out. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Obviously, today is a day. Is it a new year yet? It's not even a new year yet. Happy Christmas to everyone, to all my existing subscribers and followers, everyone that's supported me so far. Yeah, man, Merry Christmas. New Year coming up. My arm is actually hurting me. Yeah, the New Year's coming up. And obviously I'm sure that everyone is ready for the new year. But don't forget to have a reflection on the last year, 2021, the things that went well, the things that went bad or not as well, and the things that you'd like to change, do you know what I mean? Things that you want to do better, or things that you kind of want to celebrate. Celebration is a very important point and a very important part of self-reflection. So yeah, man, let go. So yeah, today obviously it's not really obvious, is it? But I'm gonna go meet my boy. Let me just stop here because people are trying to walk and go out of their business and don't want to get captured in the video. You can see Auntie just watching my thing. So yeah, today I'm in Hammersmith right now and I'll be in Acton later. And I'm going to Acton to go visit my friend Lewis and his Mrs. Licia. We're going to be doing a sprint. A sprint is basically like a session that we still do it, but when we first started doing them, we used to do them every single Friday. So we never used to rave. This was probably like 3 years ago. Never used to rave, never used to do nothing. We used to just sit down, meet each other, probably around 3 o'clock. Obviously these times I was working for Gaucho, so for everyone that works at Gaucho, I'll be disappearing at 3 o'clock. Meet him in King's Cross because he had an office in King's Cross. And we used to change the location sometimes as well. But the purpose of it is to sit down and kind of do some of the demeaning tasks or the little tasks or the bigger tasks that you've been trying to or you've been overlooking. Do you know what I mean? It could be anything from sending a letter, paying a fine. It could be anything from scheduling your rota, journaling. But the sessions really worked very well because obviously what we used to do is we also used to kind of reflect and keep each other accountable for each other's lists. So we create a list at the beginning of the session. Normally you kind of have a reflection on like, where's your mindset at? What's your week been like, your month? What's your energy? What's your mood? How do you want to change it? How do you want to kind of progress from where you're at to where you're gonna be at or where you want to be at? And different other things, just, you know what I mean, like spiritual stuff, emotional stuff, mental stuff, and even the physical as well. So like we'll chop that up in the beginning, and obviously then revisit that after the session to see if anything has changed, if there's any kind of revelations or like reflections and stuff like that. But then obviously the heart of it is obviously the attack of the list. So everyone knows if you've been, so we had guests as well, so like certain people have been invited, and we'll continue to have guests as we go, but certain people know that my lists are always the juiciest lists, do you know what I mean? They're bulky and they're juicy. Some of the tasks are small, but some of them are big, do you know what I mean? Massive ones. So anyway, so that's called a sprint, and I just really felt, the year that we did it, there was a lot of focus in terms of financial and different other stuff and preparing for the next year. So I think we had started it in like March and then carried it on from March for a full year. So the end of that year, all of the things that I've been kind of sowing just like fell. And I think that was the most revenue that I made even though I was at work, there's the most bread that has gone through my account in one time. Or not anymore, but yeah, then. So yeah, that was basically it. So I won't tell you too much. I'm gonna bring you guys to the sprint, and probably use my vlogging channel as a point of accountability. So obviously we're going into the new year, so it'll be nice to kind of upload this as part of my content, and obviously have everyone's kind of stories and messages and accountability on the YouTube channel. A lot of places in Hammersmith that are like my first. So like, I used to work here, so like it's the first time I ever got a job, well not a job, but I got promoted, my 32k salary, so I made 30k plus here for the first time. What else have I done? Went to the first Fitness First. So yeah, I've just come from Fitness First actually, and I completely forgot that I actually been here before. It's like the first one I went to, so I'm a member of Fitness First, if you haven't realised already. And also, yeah, I just knew like, this is where, basically I was based in Hammersmith. It was also my first facilities management job, my first facilities coordinator job, obviously the first time I went to Starbucks as well. And just different other little things, man, do you know what I mean? So it's kind of nice. I think I've been avoiding it, believe it or not. It's also my first resignation. But yeah, I've been avoiding coming back for a time. But anyway, I've been to gym already, done legs are wobbly, had a little swim, sauna, whatever. So I'm gonna grab something to eat, and then from there I'm gonna grab a Starbucks and I'm gonna route to Acton. Mocha, please. Can I have a medium, please, with oat milk, please, and an extra shot of coffee?
Your name?
Oh, Brendan, sir.
So, white chocolate mocha, medium, extra shot, cream on top?
No, thank you.
Oatmeal?
Yes, please.
Ready for you.
Thank you.
Medium ice latte?
Alright, guys, so I'm in Acton, about to start the sprint at Lewis and Lisia's house. Yeah, so we just had a mad reasoning for about an hour and a bit, just talking about different stuff. Unfortunately, you guys weren't privy to the conversation, but we may share some stuff at the end. So yeah, we're gonna go around, just do a general chit chat. We'll catch up, we'll be very brief because we've had like an hour and a bit conversation already. And then obviously everyone's gonna share their lists. So this will be your first recorded proof of accountability in terms of how much people have actually done during this session. The time's currently 3:22.
Right. So as we know, I mentioned this to you obviously after Jamaica or in the last sprint, but whilst I was in Jamaica I was reflecting, I want to start creating these internal templates for one of my companies, for 7PK, to have like internal how-to guides, because as I said, I think 2022 for me is the year of like, you mentioned resilience, I think mine is almost like duplication. How do I get to a point where there are systems, processes, protocols, and an understanding of how to duplicate what I do so that not so much responsibility has to sit with me, and other people that I've either hired or are hiring can just literally pick up, this is how you do this, so that way not so much responsibility has to sit with me. So today I definitely want to create those templates for what will that look like going forwards. It's not about creating them today, but having a consistent approach to what they will look like. I did actually touch on this in the last sprint, or actually, let me say I did it, but good old Google and YouTube has now given me the algorithm push, which is, I said last time I wanted to set up a new project management system, right? For internally for 7PK. So I did set up 2 different accounts. Don't know if I should mention them, don't know if I'm trying to give them free promotion or not, but I did set up 2 accounts on 2 different platforms, and then since then I've been getting bare YouTube ads for other ones that I'm kind of like, oh wait, does the ones that I set up actually do that they're saying they've got as a feature? So I'm going to revisit that today, and just see if some of the other ones that have been being pushed on me have features and or functions and maybe even price points that are more attractive. I need to create job descriptions for some people that I intend to take on as of next month, which sounds weird because it's like, how can you take someone on and you haven't given them a job description? But it's that I know, because they've done stuff with me before, what I need them to do is just that now it's a more continuous gig. I need to consider what contact nurturing automation will look like within 7PK. So is there an opportunity to automate some of the sales process basically that I currently have within 7PK, so that way I'm only really engaging with people physically and or live when it's at the point of sale. I had a meeting with the action group for tackling racism and inequality in the youth sector that we had that group that I chair had the really good meeting at the start of December, which I still haven't typed up the notes from, which is one of the reasons why I'm hiring someone to be my PA, because that kind of stuff I would want to just give to them. But anyway, they're not in place yet, so you need to type up the notes from that so we can start strong for 2022. Work out what the weekly habits are for one consultancy thing that I'm doing at the moment, so I can make that a bit more woven into my routine. Meant to be hosting an event for an organisation on 12th of Jan, and I feel like even though they're saying everything's in hand, there's definitely a couple of things we've spoken about that are not in place that I just want to create a couple of documents for so they can circulate to the people coming. I need to create a job description for someone else before I have a business to do our social media. Let me not lie, that job description was created. What I need to really do is revisit it and see if it's still relevant, because it was created like a year ago. So is it still relevant? Think about how I want our website to improve, because one of my colleagues is improving our website for Revolution Hive, so think about what ideas I want to give them so they can make the updates. Circulate a new agreement to some of the people that are on something called our internal fellowship for Rev Hive, so basically just send them an updated agreement that's relevant to 2022, because it was only a 12-month agreement, so I just need to update that and resend it. And then finally, think about success through SoCal. What does building a team around me look like? What's the structure for that? So yeah, that's me. I think I calculated about 14 things on this list. So in this 6 hours, let's get it done.
Yeah, my list is a bit different. I've got some low-level stuff and some high-level stuff, but yeah, I'll go through it. So one of them is actually to pay in excess for my insurance. Actually, yeah, for my insurance, I lost my earbuds, and then my mum gave me her ones. So I've teethed these. But yeah, I need to get my own earbuds back. I need to check all my emails. I need to take all my future promo posts that I've created on my laptop, put them onto my phone or my Google Drive, and then actually make a post on Insta and do the same on obviously other social medias. And then do the same for existing videos already out on my YouTube. And then do another broadcast message, probably on WhatsApp, about the exercise content post that I done yesterday, which is on YouTube, so you can go check that out if you haven't already. I need to kind of focus and work out like three major projects I want to do next year. I kind of have an idea what those are, but I just want to make sure I'm definitely sure. So I'm going to be held accountable for those. I need to apply for some short contract positions. Yeah, so I need to do that, and some executive NED positions, non-executive director positions as well. I need to think of some interview questions or write down some interview questions for another vlog that I'm going to be doing for my skin therapist or skin tech. I actually need to shoot my subscriptions appreciation video. I'm currently on 79 subscribers, need to get to 100 so I can give you guys a giveaway. I'm thinking to do either Stormzy tickets or Stormzy VIP tickets for 2 next year, or possibly a gift voucher for Kick Game. So yeah, I'll work out which one I'm gonna do. I need to look at finance. For some reason I wrote finance and property, but I'm pretty sure that I was meant to write finance and pay bills. So maybe I'll look at some property finance options as well, as an additional. I feel like I need to read my Bible a piece. I need to buy a new journal. My existing journal, I kind of stopped journaling halfway through last year and picked it up again. But I feel like I need to buy a new one and work out whether or not I want to use my old one and use that for the duration of the journal. I think there's like another month and a half left, or do I want to set up new goals, etc. and then start from scratch. I need to follow up with my wealth manager because he hasn't come back to me about some stuff. I'm trying to take my pension pots and put it into a private funded pension scheme basically. I need to edit 2 vlogs. I need to finish editing Antigua, and I need to start editing my skin regime, and it's got a little bit of Jamaica in there as well that I need to finish editing for you guys. possibly if Lewis and myself want to, we may want to shoot some accountability pieces for next year, because obviously we've got the camera during this session, and that's just kind of picking up some of our high level goals and objectives throughout the year, and moods and kind of keywords, i.e. resilience and different other stuff, just so we can reflect on it during the course of the year, and obviously come back at the end and do a new one. Again, it says upload property. Oh, that's it, upload property. So I've got a property vlog that I haven't uploaded to YouTube yet, so I need to schedule the release of that and upload that. I need to look at some new viewings so I can do some more content for you guys, for some auctions that are coming up. I want to check some Jamaica flights because obviously my cousin's turning 30 next year and she wants to go to Jamaica, so I'm going to look at some flights. I've always wanted to go to Marbella, so again I'm going to look at that in terms of flights and costs, just so I can understand what that looks like. Some of my friends, I'm unvaccinated, some of my friends have managed to get to the US. They're in Miami at the moment. I know some of them are vaccinated and some of them not. So I need to find out how they done it basically. So I'm going to look at that. I'm going to Soca, I can't remember what it's called, from Soca event in Ibiza, so I need to book a car rental for that now. I've got some emails from Google about AdWords strategies. So I need to read all of those things and go through that. And I need to turn off one of my Google ads off of one of my videos. I need to redo my CV and kind of make it a bit more senior, if that makes sense. Obviously, normally it's very brief, well not brief, but it's very focused onto like what I've done in terms of like maintenance and hospitality and stuff. But I want to kind of make it a bit more broader, just because I'm kind of gathering different kind of positions, roles, and contracts at the moment. So I'm more kind of procurement versus maintenance based when I've kind of done a lot. So I really need to think about what it is I've actually done and kind of get a pen to paper versus just general kind of encompassing solutions and methods and stuff. And yeah, that's it. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Brendan always has the monster list.
Got like 26 things, so let's see how much I get done in this time period. Sure.
That was a lean.
6 hours later.
My gosh, guys, I can't even lie. I am tired. It's currently left 15 minutes to 10, and this sprint has officially finished. I can't lie, I took a solid 45 minutes nap. Like, I was finished, I was done. But anyway, I'm going to go through my items. For some reason, I normally start off with certain items and then end up with more. So I ended up having a total of 42 items and ended up doing 29 of them. So I paid my insurance, checked my emails. I posted I took all the future promo posts that I have from the computer, I put it on my drive so it's accessible on my phone, and I've downloaded it on my phone. The existing videos that I've got released, I put a boost post on, created a reel, and uploaded that onto Instagram. So that's done, and then the exercise content on a broadcast. And I also done another reel and uploaded that and boosted it on Instagram. I started to apply for jobs. I've basically shortlisted loads of jobs that I like the look of, or contract opportunities I like the look of. And I've got all of the ones that I like set aside, so I just need to go through and apply to them. I went through my finance and paid all my bills. I bought my journal. Chased my wealth manager, but he's away for the holidays, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait for that. I uploaded the property video for YouTube, so that should be coming out in the next 4 days. Don't know how that works in real time based on recording and editing of this, but yeah, we're coming out in 4 days. Checked my website that I normally use for auctions and stuff. The next auction catalogue don't start until the 25th of Jan. So I've scheduled that in my calendar, so obviously when that hits the date, I'll go into the catalogue and then start booking in viewing straight away. I've checked flights for JA and for Marbs, so that's cool in terms of prices. So I roughly know what I need to spend when I decide to book. I've messaged my people them in USA, and they've confirmed that they only check vaccination details in the UK, not in the US. So that's that. I've read the Google AdWords content in terms of the strategy and the recommendations, and clicked on some of the links of the videos, but I need to go into more detail with not just Google ads but also Facebook ads as well. So I think I need to put some time across for that. I've turned off all of the ads that I have now, and I think I've boosted another 2 Instagram posts to just get people traffic into the Instagram, and start trying to get the funnel effect going, because obviously most of the people that I've interacted with on the Instagram's already seen bare posts from me, so it'd be nice to get some new people on, and then obviously transfer those people into subscribers and stuff. Obviously recording this piece in terms of what we've got through, and I've updated my payment details on Facebook because obviously that was stopping me from doing the ads, and then verified all of it. Like I said, boost posts, explored the Facebook ads function, and I had to redo the property video because it was coming up saying there was copyright infringement. So I had to redo it like 3 times and export it 3 times, but I managed to do that. I had to check some Canva designs for Bad Boys Corner in terms of promotional offers. Bear in mind, obviously, we're getting 50% discount until all of our stock runs out. So yeah, if you want a hat, go to badboyscorner.co.uk, grab that 50% off, as long as stocks last. And then I've done some accounting pieces. It was just like what I tend to do is I take notes of when I need to, what types of receipts I've got, just so when it comes to the point of like going through 3 or 4 months types of receipts, I'm not just going through my email inbox. I've kind of taken a note saying I need to collect this receipt from this place or that place. Yeah, that's me, basically, in a nutshell.
The definition of you want to bam bam, you want to chill with the big boys, bro. Brendan just gave you lot a mad list that he wrote and completed, and usually this is my execution in a sprint, but clearly the headspace that I've been in for the last, well, it's really a couple months, but definitely the last 6 weeks since coming back from Jamaica has been one of, am I really ready to go at that velocity yet? And so that was reflected in this sprint. I had 14 things that I said to you lot, and if I'm being honest, I probably completed 2 out of the 14. Why? Because I chose to do a very, very important thing called eat that frog, which is always try and go for what some might consider as the biggest task first, because then you get it out of the way and you're not running from it. But doing that task between maybe being a bit tired as well as realizing that that task actually is a gateway to helping me determine how a lot of my new working processes that I want to do going into 2022 are, meant I spent hours on that one task, which was basically the first one that I said to you earlier, which was to create templates for the internal how-to guides for one of my businesses. Now, in putting that task down, it meant I needed to then look at a whole new project management software that I just invested in for the company to be using, and actually get my head around how that software works, and then actually start to create the infrastructure within that software for all of the different departments within the organization, and then think, well, actually, if we're going to create how-to guides, then we actually need all of these other things for the how-to guide to link to within the software. So that took me down a rabbit hole, basically, guys. But what it was good about that was that obviously I did create one actual how-to guide, which was called How to Design, how did I call it, bro? I can't remember. It was something like How to Design a Training Session the 7PK way, which basically is like, you know, saying this with humility but unapologetically. If you're an organization that needs support with your social mobility or your equity, diversity and inclusion work, so anything to do with equalities, anti-racism, all that kind of stuff, I know you're never going to have an experience like the one that we can offer when it comes to training and capacity building for your organization in that sense. And I wanted to work out, why is it that we're so good at that based on how we design and deliver those sessions. So I chose to create that as the first how-to guide, therefore meaning obviously I have a template for being able to create other ones, but in doing so, as I said, it caused me to have to link to all of the other infrastructure. So that was actually quite helpful. So that was the main thing that got completed. And then also a couple of other things that I mentioned earlier was the role descriptions for a couple of people that I'm taking on across both organizations. Managed to update / create a couple of those And if I'm being 100% honest, guys. Oh, and then also looking at how I can do some automation of contact nurturing for 7PK. Those are the only real things I got to do today, guys. Everything else that was on the list, which includes, I didn't do all of the role descriptions, so there's still role descriptions to do. There is still typing up of the notes from 2 different meetings, looking at the habits for one consultancy gig, creating the collateral for one of the events that I got to host in January, website development, well, website ideas for people to develop for me for both organizations, still not done. An updated agreement for some people on the internal fellowship, that's not done. And the social media plan for Success Through Soca, still not done. So there's a few things there that's still not done, but the stuff that's quite healthy, let's say, that got done, so I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? But it's definitely not one of my proudest sprints, I must admit. But it's actually, well, what was good about this sprint, the final thing I'll say is, because I've actually appreciated taking a break over this festive period, this sprint put me in the headspace of I'm ready to work again. Like, I'm actually looking at the next few days and actively trying to cancel certain things so I've got time to work, which is when I know that I'm clicking into gear. So it's on site in 2022, that's all I'll say, bro.
Bearing in mind, that's a big thing for Lewis, guys, because he doesn't know how to take a break.
I don't normally take breaks. So.
Yeah, obviously today's a bit different. It's a lot more content, a lot more of me and us talking to you guys. Hopefully you've got a little snippet of what a sprint consists of.
And things are falling down.
And clearly there's Duppy in the house, things are falling down.
That's what, when Lewis says he's clicking into gear, that's when Duppy want just invite themselves, right?
But yeah, man, hopefully you kind of, like I said, you've got a snippet for what we kind of tend to do. I'll be very real with you guys. When did we start doing the sprint loop?
Was it 2018 or 2019?
I think it was 2018, 2019. We basically started in like I think it was 2 months before the end of the year from 2018 for the whole of 2019, pretty much every Friday, for like 5 to 6 hours, if not more, in different locations, like I said earlier. And it really just kind of evoked progression and growth. So for everyone that's kind of thinking, raw, Brens, what, you was just a receptionist, or Brens, you was just like some don at Gaucho. Like, how did you get to Annabelle's? How did you go from Annabelle's to consultancy? How did the consultancy go from UK to Miami? And property development and leadership and all of this different other stuff that I've got my fingers into, do you know what I mean? Vlogging, all the rest of it. The sprint is really the main catalyst for it. So if anyone really wants to get involved in the sprint, wants to know more, then we can obviously show you guys more, put some more stuff on, and obviously change the kind of, well, not change, but add the kind of content that we're uploading onto the channel. So yeah, man, it's a bit more formal, it's less chatty patty, do you know what I mean? But obviously, there's obviously all sides to, do you know what I mean, to the craft. Obviously rocking the Brens World hoodie and that today, do you know what I mean? I think I got my brothers going to have somewhere, but yeah. Yeah, man, love, man, appreciate it, man. Thanks for locking in. It's gonna be it's a long one, innit? But like I said, man, like always, we're trying to give you I am trying to give you dynamic content for a mixed type of user, do you know what I mean? Someone that sometimes wants real information, and sometimes something light-hearted just to listen to. And my man's just been singing tunes. But anyway,
Sorry.
maybe we should sign out with my man's audition. There's some Appiano and that. But anyway, I'm subscribing out still. Lessons. So you doing?
You want to play with, you want to chill with the big boys.
Is that your thing, yeah?
Finish, bro. That's how you know the sprint's done.